Dear students, in this session, we are going to discuss about kinds of company meetings. Before that, we will discuss about what is a meeting. A meeting can be defined as gathering of more than one person to discuss and decide or debate about a problem or situation in order to run the business or to govern the business. In simple terms, we may mean meeting is association of persons or gathering of persons. We may not mean every gathering as meeting, but the official purposes of gathering of more than one person may be meant as meeting. Let us now proceed to kinds of meeting. Basically, there are three kinds of meeting. That is, basically there are three shareholders kinds of meetings: directors meeting and special meeting. Let us discuss one by one. Primarily, meetings with shareholders. So, from the name itself, we can understand the meeting conducted among the shareholders is known as shareholders meeting. As per section 142, subsection 1 of Companies Act, insist to conduct shareholders meeting. Shareholders meeting further classified into three types, namely statutory meeting, annual general meeting, extraordinary general meeting. Now let's discuss one by one. First and foremost meeting, statutory meeting. As per company law, every public company, either limited by shares or limited by guarantee, having a share capital, must convene statutory meeting after getting the letter of commencement. The duration is at least after 1 month, but not exceeding 6 months. The notice period is 21 days. The decisions made under this meeting is known as statutory decisions, and a special report called statutory report is prepared after the meeting. Generally, private companies are exempted to hold such meeting. Statutory report. Under section 165, subsection 3 of Companies Act, request total number of statutory report paid up must contain about shares allotted. That is, total amount of cash received by the company in respect of shares. Next, abstract of receipts from respective sources as well as expenses incurred as commission, brokerage, etc. Next, name, address, occupation of directors and auditors. Particulars of contractors, if any. At last, particulars of commission, brokerages paid to directors. Here ends all about a statutory meeting. Let us now proceed to the next type, annual general meeting. Annual general meeting can be of two types, namely first annual general meeting and subsequent annual general meeting. Section 166 of Companies Act insists every company to conduct first annual general meeting within 18 months of the date of incorporation of the company. From the name itself, we can understand it is conducted every year. However, the differences between two annual general meeting should not exceed 15 months. Registrar have power to exceed the period for further 3 more months, but not more than that. Failure to follow section 166 proceeds with section 167, that is, regional director of the company law board On application of any member of the company can call general meeting. Section 168. If section 166 and 167 not compiled with the company, every officer of the company will be fined. Section 171. Annual general meeting can be called at least before 21 days notice. The court has no power to call annual general meeting. The purpose of annual general meeting may commonly to discuss about the appointment of auditors, directors elected, dividends declared, and so on. The decisions made after this meeting is known as general decisions. The next kind of meeting is extraordinary general meeting. From the name itself, we can understand it is convened for urgent matters or special cases. The situation which will not be postponed up to next annual general meeting can be discussed by convening extraordinary general meeting. Either director or shareholder can call this extraordinary general meeting. The request to conduct extraordinary general meeting should be signed by at least 1/10 of the paid up shareholders of the company. The board, within 21 days of receipt of valid requisition, issue notice for holding the meeting within 45 days from the receipt of the requisition. The decision passed by this meeting is known as special decisions or special resolution. If the board fails to conduct such meeting, the requisitionists can call a meeting within the period of 3 months. So far we are discussing about shareholders meeting. So under shareholders meeting, statutory meeting, annual general meeting and extraordinary general meeting are took place. Now let's move on to the second major type of meeting, that is directors meeting. Directors meeting further classified into two types, board meeting and committee meeting. Board of directors meeting could be conducted once in every 3 calendar months in a year and at least 4 times in a year. The quorum for board meeting in case of public company at least 5 and in case of private company at least 2. We already discussed about the term quorum. I would like to recall the same. Quorum is nothing but the minimum number of members requested to attend the meeting. Okay. If the quorum is not satisfied, the meeting should be adjourned, that is postponed. Regarding adjourned meeting, there is not necessarily quorum is present. Board meeting can be conducted for the purpose of discussing routine matters or to discuss the policy matters. The next type of meeting under director meeting is committee meeting. As we discussed already, committee is nothing but a group of persons work together for achievement of a common goal or task. We may find these type of committees in huge organizations or in regular organizations. Temporarily committees may be constituted. After accomplishment of the purpose, the committees may be destroyed. They meet together for coordinating the work properly. Okay. The third main type of meeting is special meeting. Special meeting can be further classified into class meeting or creditors meeting. From the name itself, we can understand for any special situation, the company can call a special meeting. We'll discuss about the class meeting. Class meeting, there are different types of shareholders present in any company. They are known as class. Say for example, preference shareholder of a company is a class, as well as equity shareholders of a company is also a belongs to another class. So meeting among any one of them is known as class meeting. The purpose of class meeting is conversion of one class to another class, or some other purpose. The next type, creditors meeting or debenture holders meeting. Creditors meeting can be convened by order of the court. The purpose may be reconstitution or restructure of shareholding positions, or dissolving of the company, or amalgamation of the company. In order to preserve the rights of creditors or debenture holders, the meeting may be conducted. The quorum is 3/4 of the creditor must present. It can be further of two times, namely during the lifetime of the company and at the time of winding up of the company. So far we are discussing about kinds of meeting. We are came to the conclusion session. We will conclude now by summarizing one by one. Basically, there are three types of meeting: shareholders, directors, and special meeting. Under shareholders meeting, it can be of three types, namely statutory meeting, annual general meeting, extraordinary general meeting. Directors meeting can be of two types: board meeting and committee meeting. Special meetings can be conducted for class meeting and creditors meeting. I hope you can understand and follow. Ask your doubts in comment box. We'll meet